What is up, people? I hope you're doing great. Good evening. Yeah, man. I hope you've had a great weekend. It's obviously late Sunday evening now. It's almost midnight probably. Well, actually, it is almost midnight. Because it's 11 o'clock now, I think. But yeah, man. I just I want to make my video now because tomorrow I'm really gonna be busy, so I'm not really sure whether I'll be able to make a video or not tomorrow. So that's why I've just decided to do the video now, so that I could get it over with. And yeah, man. So guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another video. So now, guys, before I continue, basically, I've just decided for this weekend's games that I'll do it a bit different. So I'm gonna basically talk about the individual teams that were playing in terms of the big six, because three of the big six teams are not playing. So Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man United did not play this weekend. So only Man City, Arsenal, and Tottenham played. So I'll just talk about them individually. So like this video, I'm going to talk about Man City, and then the other two videos, like I'll make two other videos, probably going to be 10 minutes or 15 minutes each, and I'm going to talk about Tottenham. So yeah, basically, so here, as I've said, I'm going to be talking about Man City. But guys, before I continue, please continue to subscribe to the channel, and if it's your first time here, please push that subscribe button. And support the channel, and also please push the like button so that you can give the channel some likes. It also helps with the YouTube algorithm, and also please push the notification bell so that you can get notified each time I post a new video. So yeah, guys, obviously continuing with the video, we played Wolves on Saturday, early kickoff. Now, early kickoffs are always really tricky, especially when you played on Wednesday night in the Champions League. So it was always going to be a tricky game against Wolves, but we couldn't have had a better start really to the game because we scored. We scored. I just saw a message there. That's why my eyes were wandering a little bit. I apologize, but like we scored early. Like we scored after 50, only after just after 55 seconds. Jack Grealish got a goal. I was really happy for him to score that goal. He really needed it for his confidence, and he really played the rest of that game with with a lot more confidence than he had in his previous games. So I was really happy for him to score that goal. Obviously, Kevin De Bruyne was the architect of the goal, but I think Phil Foden also played like that back heel he played for Kevin De Bruyne, playing the ball into space and just basically creating that opportunity. I think that was a bit of intelligent play as well. So yeah, man. Started the game like couldn't have started the game any better, scoring after 55 seconds, and then obviously I think it was after like 20 something minutes, or I don't quite remember, Haaland scored the second goal. Just really, like, it's good play because it all starts from the goalkeeper. Edison kicks the ball to the thingy towards the left back Cancelo. Then Cancelo takes the first touch. In fact, no, he doesn't take a first touch. He basically headed the ball towards Grealish, and then Grealish was really committed in terms of going for that ball because he was competing with the Wolves player that was up against him. Then he basically kind of he nicks the ball just before the Wolves player got there, and then it goes to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva feeds Haaland, and then Haaland just does the rest, scores. I think the goalkeeper really should do better in that situation because it's not really a strong shot from Haaland. It's his weaker foot. It takes a deflection, like to kind of take pace away from the ball. Shot is on target. The keeper doesn't save it, and then he scores. I guess I can't really say like great goal from Haaland because I just think the keeper should do better in that situation. But obviously Haaland will take it. 11 goals in his first 8 games in the Premier League. That's phenomenal. First player in Premier League history to score in his first 4 Premier League away games. That's really pretty good from him basically. But yeah, man, Haaland is just he's a monster, man. He's like just lethal. Guy's really good. He's quick. He's got pace to burn. He's a lethal finisher. Headers, left foot, right foot. Obviously, he can still improve on his game because his right foot is not that strong. Like when he strikes the ball with his right foot, it's not that strong. Even though he scored with his right foot in that game against Wolves. But yeah, man, the fact that he still can improve on quite a lot of things in his game is just a scary thought because of how how good he is already at just 22 years old. And then I just thought it was a good team performance, man. Like Wolves obviously got a red card. Stupidity really from that guy from Wolves. I don't think it was malicious. I don't think he wanted to hurt Grealish, but obviously it was just a high kick, basically. It was like a karate kick almost. And then he basically cleaned out Grealish, and as a result had to get a red card. And he was sent off. Kind of like made the it kind of it took the sting out of the game, because Wolves just then sat back, even though at the start of the second half, Wolves kind of went for it, and they were really trying to attack us, and they were really trying to kind of create something from the game. And they were really good in terms of attacking wise. Wolves, they created some chances. I thought there was good defending from us as a team. And actually talk about the defenders just now. But yeah, man, I think Wolves played a lot better with 10 men than they did with 11 men. Because at the start of that second half, they kind of went for it, and they tried to kind of press us, and they were breaking through our press, and they were attacking us. So I just think if they had that attitude and application at the beginning of the game, I think they could have caused us a lot more problems than they did in that first half, where we were really in cruise control. But obviously, we ended up scoring the third goal through Phil Foden to kind of like kill the game. It was a great finish actually from Phil Foden. It looks easy, but it's really not, because he just he just guards the ball towards the bottom left corner of the net. So that was a great finish from him. Good bit of play from De Bruyne and Haaland, actually, because there was link-up play between De Bruyne and Haaland, and De Bruyne was making the overlapping run, and Haaland gave him the ball, and then Phil Foden scored from that situation. But I think it was it was a decent performance from the team. Much better performance than the one against Dortmund, where in that first half against Dortmund, we lacked, in fact, in that first 60, 70 minutes of the game against Dortmund, we just lacked intensity. I thought there was intensity in the game. I think the selection was much better from Pep, kind of playing Grealish and Foden as the wingers, and then playing Bernardo Silva. Foden, Bernardo Silva, and De Bruyne give you a lot more in terms of pressing and the energy they bring to the team. I think it was good selection from Pep. Good performance from Grealish, and actually, I just want to touch on Grealish a little bit, because I saw this guy who's a Man United fan, actually works for TalkSport. Now I don't know, that's a radio channel basically in the UK that talks about football, and this guy was basically saying he's he's not sure that Grealish had a good performance, because people were saying Grealish had a good performance. Now I don't know if you actually watched the game, but Grealish actually had a very good performance in that game. He scored the goal by making a run into the box, and then he actually played a role in the second goal, was scored through Haaland, because it's his flick to Bernardo Silva. I know you might not look at that at the fact that he got to the ball first before the Wolves defender to give the ball to Bernardo Silva, but that's the pass before the assist. If Grealish doesn't get to that ball and pass the ball to Bernardo Silva, we don't score the second goal. So he actually created a chance, which led to a second goal, and he created many more chances in the game. But there's actually a chance I remember when he took the ball, he started driving with the ball. He basically kind of, he was challenged by two defenders, kept his balance, gave the ball to Haaland, and Haaland had a shot, which was saved by the keeper. On another day, which that chance could have been a goal. So he created a few chances in that game. Grealish, he scored, and he played a role in the second goal. Now, obviously, people have this perception about Grealish and the £100 million price tag. I know we bought Grealish for £100 million, but I'm not a fool, and I think it's foolish to think that Jack Grealish is a £100 million player, because he's not. There's not a lot of players who are £100 million players. You can say guys like Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland, those guys are £100 million players, because they really take the game by the scruff of the neck, and Haaland scores goals, so he's worth over 100 million. But there's not a lot of players who are worth 100 million. So if you are not going to praise Jack Grealish, even when he puts on a good performance, because it's not worthy of a £100 million performance, then I just think that's stupidity, to be honest. And actually, it's a bit of hypocrisy from that Man United guy, because Jadon Sancho was bought for £73 million by Man United, and he earns over 250k a week, £250,000 a week. Now, are you telling me that the performances that Jadon Sancho has had so far this season, are they worth £73 million plus £250,000 a week? No, they're not. But you can't. That's the going rate of players at this moment in time. So you can't criticize a player each and every time. Even if they score a goal, you want to criticize them because they were bought for this much money. it's not your money, and it's not because of that player that they were bought for that money. It's the club that they came from that demanded that money. And because Man United wanted Jadon Sancho, because Manchester City wanted Jack Grealish, they decided to pay the money. So why does it bother you in terms of like how much money somebody costs? We all know prices are inflated. Like Harry Kane, when we wanted to buy Harry Kane, Daniel Levy wanted over 150 million pounds for him. Is there any footballer who's worth 150 million pounds? I don't think so, because 150 million pounds is a lot of money. But if you want Harry Kane, that's the price you have to pay. So I was actually a great rhyme there. But like, I'm not trying to defend Grealish or anything like that, or I'm not saying he should be immune to criticism. You can criticize anybody you want when they don't put on a good performance. If Jack Grealish doesn't put on a good performance, I'm not going to defend him when people criticize him. But to try and criticize the guy even after he has a good performance and he scores a goal and he plays a role in creating the second goal and he creates a few more chances than the goal and the other goal that was scored that he played a hand in, I just don't get that logic if you're always just going to try and criticize the guy. That's just what I wanted to say about Jack Grealish. I thought it was a good performance from him. I'm not going to say it was a brilliant performance whereby he was a 9 out of 10, but I definitely think he was like at least an 8 out of 10. I don't think he was a 9, because I think to be a 9 or a 10 out of 10, you really have to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and you have to dictate the play. I think he played well, and I think he deserves an 8 out of 10 for that performance. And then another guy I wanted to talk about actually is Manuel Akanji. This guy, I've never really watched Manuel Akanji before. I heard when we signed him, excuse me guys, I'm just thirsty there. I heard when we signed him that, before he went to Dortmund, he was a really highly rated player. He's a Swiss international, obviously. He plays for the Switzerland national team. And I heard he was a highly rated player because he's like basically one of the few defenders that can play with the ball at their feet. They can bring out the ball. They can pass in between the lines. And like he was basically touted to to kind of like, as he's growing and he gets more experience, he's going to be one of the best centre backs in the world. Now, obviously, it didn't really work out for him at Dortmund, and he was like exposed a little bit in that Dortmund team from time to time. And as a result, like his stock kind of went down and went down and went down, and he fell down the pecking order even at Dortmund. And they were basically he was their third choice centre back, basically between like behind Schlotterbeck and Mats Hummels. So that's why we basically, like, he had a year left on his contract at Dortmund and we signed him for 15 million pounds. And yeah, man, like I thought he was going to be our fifth choice centre back because we have Diaz, Stones, Laporte, Ake, and then him. I thought he was going to be a fifth choice centre back, and right now, as it stands, I think he has a chance to start in that Manchester derby next week, simply because of the great performances that he's been putting on since he came onto the club. He's had 3 appearances. He had a performance against Sevilla. He had a performance against Dortmund this week, and then he had a performance against Wolves. Now, against Wolves and against Dortmund, he was pretty good. And like against Sevilla, he didn't really do anything wrong. He came out to the ball. He had good passes. He won some of his aerial duels, but I didn't want to praise him after the Sevilla game because Sevilla never really offered anything from that game. They didn't really attack us, and they didn't really have enough. They didn't have enough cutting edge to kind of cause problems for us defensively. But I just think against Wolves were attack minded, especially in that second half. And I thought he was commanding. He was making challenges. He was strong. He was winning some of his aerial duels. He was bringing out the ball. Was playing the ball between the lines. So I think it's a steal for the types of performances that I've kind of seen from him so far, considering that like the prices are so inflated at this moment in time. Like we bought Ake for 41 million pounds from Bournemouth, and Bournemouth were relegated basically. And I mean, Ake is a good player, but he's not 41 million pounds. But because the prices are so inflated, that's the going rate for players. Cucurella, who had one good season for Brighton, was sold for 62 million pounds by Brighton. Ben White, who basically had, again, also I think he had one good season with Brighton and he was sold for 50 million pounds. And I think this guy, Manuel Akanji guy, I've been really impressed with him so far with regards to the performances that I've seen from him. I think he's commanding, he's calm on the ball, he can play the ball, he can play passes in between the lines, he can bring out the ball from the back. And he's commanding with regards to his defending. He takes responsibility, he takes charge. I like that from defenders. I like that aggressiveness from defenders, kind of taking the responsibility, shouldering the responsibility as the centre back and saying, I'll deal with it. And not kind of that thing whereby you kind of like, you're tentative to make tackles and stuff like that. So I've been really impressed with the guy, to be honest. Obviously, we'll see when we play better teams if he plays in the game in terms of how he's going to do. But I've been really impressed with him. And I think for 15 million, that's really a steal from Dortmund, to be honest. I think they're going to feel kind of robbed a little bit. I think they're going to feel like they could have demanded more for him. And then I thought Diaz was good as well. Yesterday against Wolves. It was kind of like that form he showed in that first season, whereby he was commanding, was just making tackles. I think I just want him to do more of that, so that we can really start keeping those clean sheets. I thought Stones played pretty well at right back, but I wouldn't want Stones to play at right back against Man United when we play Man United. Hopefully Walker is going to be back for that game, simply because Stones gets turned too easily. When he's up against wingers who are quick, they turn him very easily because he's big. He's I don't want to say he's slow, because for a centre back he's not that slow, but for a right back he's slow. And he struggles to kind of turn when he's up against a fast-paced winger, which is what we're going to be up against Man United, because Rashford is probably going to play, Sancho's probably going to play, even though Sancho's not that quick. Elanga might play, Anthony might play as well. So I would like I would be happy if Walker was back in the team against Man United, simply because I just think Stones is too slow at right back. His pace is good enough to be a centre back, but to be a right back, it's not good enough if you're going to be up against the top teams that will punish you when they get chances. But I thought he had a good performance. I thought Cancelo was decent. I thought Haaland was decent as well. De Bruyne had 2 assists. Actually, I actually did a stupid decision, because I thought, because De Bruyne played in that midweek game against Dortmund, I thought Pep was probably going to rest him against Wolves, but he played him and he got 2 assists. And I actually took him out of my FPL team. I guess a stupid decision from me. But yeah, man, I thought it was a good performance from the lads. But yeah, so we off to the international break now. Hopefully we don't get any injuries to our key players, so that we come back fresh for the derby on the 2nd of October, Sunday, a Super Sunday. I think it's going to be 5:30 UK time kickoff, and 6:30 South African Standard Time. Yeah, man, guys, I thought it was a good performance from the lads. If you have any comments about the Man City performance against Wolves, if you watched the game, you can comment in the comment section below. And yeah, man, guys, please subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't done so, please also push the like button to like the videos. And then also please push the notification bell so that you can get notified each time I post a new video. My name is Lukan, guys, and thank you for watching the video. Thank you for supporting the channel. Have a great evening.